Among a 23 million population in Taiwan, there are many happy families. Yet, there are also many unknown secretive incidents going on in dark corners. Roughly 100,000 domestic violence cases are reported each year. Among these, 30,000 cases are child abuse. Moreover, there are 13,000 cases of sexual assault reported, 400 sexual harassment cases appealing for investigation, and 400 child and youth sexual transaction cases rescued each year. It is a helpless child, woman, or family in desperate need of aid that is behind each case. The Department of Protective Services within the Ministry of Health and Welfare is responsible for policy planning and lawmaking. Just as an architect skillfully designs the infrastructure and layout of a building, and all associative important programs. Completely enact the protection laws. In order to protect victims and to prevent sexual violence, the relative laws and the sub-laws are being continuously passed and executed through the countless negotiations and arguments by the Ministry of Health and Welfare, Department of Protective Services, that have taken place in the Legislative Yuan concerning these issues. Finally, the prevention system and the cooperative network platform have been established, and the members of the Protection Service Network are dedicated to develop various protection services and programs by the three-level prevention service strategies, which equally emphasize prevention and intervention. Implement the three-level prevention service model. Primary prevention. All elementary and middle schools are required to fully conduct preventive education courses, and together, with distribution of propaganda and support of the anti-violence in communities movement, the general public will develop a deep-seated awareness for abolition of violence. Secondary prevention. Establish a mandatory report system and set up a one-on-one 113 protection service hotline for early identification of high-risk cases, and therefore mobilize all the resources to provide services. Tertiary prevention. Unite public and private departments and integrate social, police, health and medical, legal, educational, labor affairs, and household registration organizations into a single support channel, so that victims could have immediate access to diversified services such as emergency rescue, secure shelters, petition for protection orders, medical evidence collection, legal counseling, and living subsidies. Also, establish the community monitoring and intervention mechanism through enforcing the intervention and therapy program, implementing the sexual assault offenders reporting, registering and accepting visit, and enhancing the measures of constraint, caution, and preventive detention for the offender of domestic violence to prevent relapse. Reinforcement of Internet integration. Since the establishment in 2013, the Ministry of Health and Welfare has become the central government authority for protection cases. Apart from creating related regulations and policies, the Promotion Task Force for Prevention of Domestic Violence and Sexual Assault has scheduled regular meetings, during which a cross-network communications platform for central and local governments, as well as 22 local prevention centers, have been established. Each police department has a Women and Children Protection Brigade, which works together with designated social workers and domestic violence prevention officers. Combined with utilization of civilian resources, protective and violence prevention services are comprehensively carried out. Enhancement of service quality. In recent years, programs such as the Safety and Protection Network Against Domestic Violence and the One-Stop Service and Integrated Team Program for Sexual Assault Victims have been widely promoted. Social workers are also required to undergo training in differentiated departments and classes to elevate their professional skills, and develop assessment tools to serve as a basis for the case treatment plans. Management of protection cases cannot be handled by one person, one unit, or one profession. It involves expertise in various fields and requires a joint effort from both public and private sectors. Protection services are all about helping the victim. The Ministry of Health and Welfare provides professional integrated services to aid victims to rise above their trauma. The Ministry of Health and Welfare, Department of Protective Services, will continue to strive towards their mission to safeguard individual well-being and to devise a complete and all-encompassing plan for future protective services.